Okay, okay. We are here to talk about the newest patch notes. Yay! From KMS. There's a lot of pretty big changes that happened recently in KMS, culminating in this patch, but yeah. First of all, there's I hate you. There's like that's a keg buy, by the way. That's not a high. But anyways, um there's a Guardian Angel slime, not to be confused with the actual Guardian Angel event, which gives us Star Force increased chance and all that. But it's a new boss that was released in KMS. So basically, it's a boss that is so like the difficulty range for this boss. There's like a normal version and there's like a hard version. So the normal version is supposed to be harder than End Lomian, like End Lotus and normal Lotus and normal Damien, but easier than Easy Lucid. That's like the range of difficulty, and then the hard version of this boss is supposed to be more difficult than H will but easier than Sida. So it's like a mid game boss. It's in between the four Arcane River bosses and Tenebris bosses. So yeah, this is the new boss that's out. I don't know anything about the mechanics. It looks quite cute, but I haven't seen like any of the mechanics or anything yet for the boss. Uh, Basically you just enter through some altar of the Guardian Angel sign, whatever. There's a normal and chaos mode, like I said, and it drops this thing called a Guardian Angel ring. So what a Guardian Angel ring, by the way. Amazing, beautiful ring. But this ring is level 160 ring. That's 22 starable. So it's just another, I mean, it's not just another, but it's basically a 22 starable ring. And it's really good because in Maple Sea we don't have renewable Kana treasures, right? So this is basically like your replacement for Kana treasure. If you boom your Kana treasure, you can use this ring, you can use this ring, Meister Signet, and like Heka Signet or Scarlet Ring, and you will have 3 good rings to use, plus Seed Ring for your 4th ring slot. If you already have a 22 star Kana's treasure, this is like a 3rd ring that you can use. So basically you use like Meister, this ring, and Kana's treasure as your 3 main rings. Then you will use a Seed Ring on the 4th slot, basically. Uh, it's 22 starable and it's pretty good for Maple Sea. For KMS, obviously, it's very good because KMS they don't have that many 22 starable rings. They only have Giant Fear and Meister Signet for now. But this is the 3rd ring, I guess. It's like Slime Shoes. That's true, actually. It's like Slime Shoes from like old Cunning PQ, not raw. For GMS, actually, this ring is also very good because in GMS, for level 160 equips, you get an extra, you get like a stronger potentials on the equip. So it goes from 12.99 to 13.10.10, or like 10 is a unique pot line for level 160 equip, and 13 is the legend pot line. So basically, with this ring, it's equivalent to like 2% to 3% more stat depending on how lucky you are. It could be all the way up to 6% actually if you go 13 13 13. Or not 6%, it's 3%, sorry. You can it's about 3% more stat. So it's a best in slot ring. You will use this ring, Golax, and the rest of your Golax rings plus Kana treasure, basically. So yeah, it's a really, really good ring. I don't know how high the drop rate is. The main problem that I have with this ring is that it's not part of the Dark Boss set equip, it's part of the normal boss set equip. So normal boss set equip is this one. I'll show you all. Basically it's the normal boss accessory. It stacks together with Dom Pendant. I mean, if you're not going for Dark Boss accessory set, I guess it goes with Holy Grail, Dom Pendant, this ring. So that's a 3-set effect. You can technically achieve a 3-set effect with this ring. And if you have like a Papu Mark, that's 4-set effect. Black Bee Mark 5. And then yeah, basically you can technically get 5-set effect with this ring instead of 4. So yeah, I mean, it's not bad. In KMS, I know they use Machinator Pendant, so it's possible to get 7-set in total, actually. But for us, it basically means that it's possible to get up to a 5-set effect. I mean, if you use Crystal Pentals also, it's possible to get all the way up to 7. So it adds to that set effect, I guess. If you're not using Dark Boss equips, which most people aren't. Which most people aren't using Dark Boss set equips. So yeah, it adds to the set effect, which is not that significant, but it's not insignificant either. So basically just a new boss. Yeah, so what they say is they want to provide a new goal by adding a new boss to the section where the desire to challenge is reduced because the hurdles to the next stage are too high, which is true because the gap between the H will and Tenebris bosses is actually quite big. Like Tenebris bosses are very, very require you to be quite a high level and require you to have quite a lot more dojo floors in order to challenge. So it's a good like segue in between, like a good connection in between the two. And the ring is also really good. So it depends on how high the drop rate of the ring is. The main problem is that it's not tradable after equip, so it's kind of like having like, it's basically like just another Karna's treasure, or like or like you have to treat it like a Karna's treasure or your emblem, where after you get it and you equip it, it's basically locked onto your account already. You can never trade it again. So yeah, that's basically how you have to think of it. It's like doing Papu Mark as well, I guess, in a way. So yeah, you have to kind of live with the fact that it's not peace lockable and you can't trade it over to other people. You can't trade it, you can't resell it. There's no resale value. It's tied to the value is tied to your account value already. So yeah, still good, still good. It's definitely a perk for people that boom their Karna's treasure during the first or second GA, or people that are scared to Star Force their current Karna's treasure. I mean, you can now treat your Karna's treasure as just basically just a not very important ring, because you can just replace it with this ring, basically. It's an undark boss. Yeah, basically it's just undark boss. Yeah. So it's definitely a good thing for people. Most people, I guess. For me, not so much. I mean, we're not talking about me now, but for most people, it's pretty good. Okay, so they're also doing boss reward reorganization. They're gonna change how much the intense power crystals from bosses sell for. So basically, they're trying to balance, because from the KMS video, right? Basically, what they found out is that like 50% of the meso that comes into the game, like 53% of the meso, something like that, of the meso that comes into the game comes from boss crystals. So basically, like, meso inflation is happening because boss crystals are worth so much, and because people are doing like 1 billion CRA mules and all that, and pumping a lot of meso into the economy, and there's not enough meso sinks. So what they want to do is they want to lower the value of these boss crystals, especially for CRA mules, and increase the value of the boss crystals for harder bosses like H-Will, like Black Mage, etc. Like, that's basically what will happen. So you can do the check. Basically, every month the price of the boss crystals will fluctuate based on how many boss crystals were sold the previous month. So like the price of like CRA boss crystals, for example, will start to go down bit by bit as the price of other boss crystals start to go up, like for H-Will, for C-Dust. Basically, it's rewarding players that choose to focus more on their main, and reducing the amount of meso that people are able to pump into the economy from things like CRA mules. And I guess it might seem like a bad thing, like in a micro view, it might seem like a bad thing, because like, you know, I personally, like, if let's say you have like 5 CRA mules, I personally am going to get less meso per mule. But the thing is that it's also going to reduce the amount of, it's going to reduce the value, it's going to increase the value of meso, sorry, because meso will become, there will be less and less meso pumped into the economy. So basically your value, the value of meso will go up. So even though you're receiving less, you can use it to buy the same amount of things, basically. Rips Karna's projects here. That's not very nice. Oh yeah. That's basically what this reorganization of the boss crystal is for, is to kind of increase the value of meso so that it's easier. Like it's more rewarding for people that are grinding, and for people that put in, like, because people put in like long hours of grinding so that they can buy equips, right? And as the value of meso continues to inflate, it costs more and more to buy equips, and that means you have to use more and more time grinding. But if they reduce the amount of meso that's being pumped in the economy, basically your equips will be worth less in meso, so that you can for the same amount of hours that you grind, you can buy more things, basically. So yeah, say 8 CRA characters and you'll cry. I mean, it's not gonna be a big deal lah, because it will be within 3% only. So you see a very, very gradual reduction, or very, very gradual increase at the end of the day. And as a whole, your value of your meso will be higher in the end. It's like, this is like very difficult to see like the effects immediately, because like it's a very macroeconomic like policy kind of thing, where it will take a very long time for you to see the effects. Yeah, it will take a very, very long time for you to see the effects of it. And who knows, maybe because people do less CRA, your CRA value increases, like your CRA value, the value of your crystal increases, because, you know, less and less people are selling the crystal and all that. So it depends. It depends on how the player population chooses to do chooses to obtain their meso. But yeah, anyways, like they said, in order to minimize impact, the crystal will only fluctuate within 3% per week, around that 3%. So you won't see like big changes in your income for a while, but over a long period of time, you'll slowly have to get used to like the new value of meso, and like this is basically like going to give you like the time to adjust to the new value of meso. Yeah, it's going to let you adjust to the new value of meso and like the new prices that people are listing for in the auction house. So it's like gradual shift. It's not gonna be like immediately, you know, they're gonna cut off all your supply of metal. They're gonna let the economy slowly work itself out and rebalance itself. Yeah, people let's say 2 accounts this year, it's gonna drop by 3% per week for. I mean, yeah lah. But I mean, like I said, at least it's not immediately they're gonna cut the cost by half or something like that, or cut your income by half or something like that. It's gonna be a gradual thing. Over the course of time, you will see a change, but it won't affect you that much, basically. Anyways, enough of that. They've also added new rewards for a lot of the bosses. So for normal Lotus and normal Damien, they have added Crimson Flames. They've added 50% EXP vouchers. I don't know. Wait, is this like the used coupon or is this MVP coupon? I don't actually know. Does anyone know? Billy, do you know whether this is like MVP or used coupon? But yeah, anyways, they added Crimson Flame, Trader 1.5. Oh, so it's like a used coupon lah. It's not an MVP coupon lah. It's not. It uses that used slot lah. The Sparkling Blue Potion, Sparkling Red Potion, Small Elixir of Accumulation should be used. So it's a throwaway coupon. Large Honor of Metal. Yeah. So basically they're adding flames to bosses, which is something that GMS has had for a long time, and I feel like it's been a good system. So they're finally deciding to do it for. They're finally deciding to implement it for the rest of the servers, for KMS and for Maplestory specifically. We're gonna get flames in bosses, which is good because it's gonna alleviate a lot of the low supply of flames basically. Can't wait for C to navigate this. I hope Maplestory. I mean, they definitely will take this because like they usually just copy and paste the major patches. Anyway, so basically, for easy Lucid, normal Whale, you get rainbow flames. And also for normal Dust and normal Junker, you get black flames. For hard bosses, for hard Lotus, hard Damien, hard Lucid, and hard Whale, you get what are these? Oh, these are the things that I use to craft flames, I think. But basically, you can get either rainbow flames or black flames, basically. You also get 60% ICOGs. So you have a steady supply of ICOGs now also. These are tradable. And accessory scrolls. I think these are not Premoirs. These are just the average 2 to 4 weapon attack scrolls. But these are only for the first 4. So for Tenebris bosses, for Chaos Dust, Hard Jungle, Hard Healer, or Heretic Healer, and Black Mage, and Saren, you will get everything else. You will get all these things, the flames. You will get the ICOGs as well. But you also get Prem Accessory Scrolls and Prem Pet Scrolls, which is very pog. Prem Pet and Prem Accessory Scrolls are definitely like... we don't have like a steady supply of them these days, but with this change, we'll definitely get a steady supply of them in the market. So it's a good thing. It's a really, really good thing. And there's also the magical weapon order. Okay, so this is like the miracle scroll for shield. Oh no, sorry, not shield. It's the amazing scroll for weapon attack for 1-hand and 2-hand weapons. So these scrolls are for hearts. You use them mostly for hearts. Yeah. So the Premoirs, they say, are non-exchangeable, but once you exchange for the scroll itself, I believe the scroll itself is exchangeable. So this is like a non-factor. This is actually exchangeable. This one is cash exchangeable, so same thing. It's definitely tradable. These things are tradable. And also you get Primal Essence. Yay, Primal Essence, but Primal Essence doesn't matter. So it's nice that they're also giving the hard scrolls out, so the price will drop. Because right now the hard scrolls are super expensive. They're like 20 to $30 or something in Maplestory. So it's nice that they're moving this also onto hard boss drops. They say that drop rate doesn't affect these items. So I mean, I guess that's fair lah. It's whatever. But the nice thing is that even for normal bosses now, you actually have loot that you can sell. Like for easy, normal, and normal, like easy, normal, Lucid, and normal Will, you actually get these flames as well. Normal Dust, normal Jungle also you get flames. So the nice thing is that now, even not just the hard bosses will be getting this loot to sell, but the free to play or the less funded players that are doing like normal bosses will also have something to look forward to sell, right? Are they party or individual? I believe they're party loot. But yeah, anyways, basically it will give a bigger supply because like it's like a very small proportion of the player base does hard bosses, and there's like a bunch of people that are doing like normal bosses and below. I mean, like just doing normal bosses like normal Lucid, normal Will, Easy Lucid, normal Damien, normal Lotus, and a lot of people have normal Lotus and normal Damien mules as well. So like this is definitely gonna put in a lot of supply. So yeah, it's really good. Isn't like 80% of people see hard bosses? Not really. I think it's just because you interact with a lot of hard bosses, but I'm pretty sure that most people aren't hard bosses. Anyways, yeah, I mean it's a good thing lah. A lot of these things are very very good. So basically the 50% EXP coupon that you get from the coupon, right, is exchangeable. So once you get the exchange ticket, you exchange for the coupon, you can actually sell it. And it's a 50% EXP coupon. I mean it's a 1.5 times coupon basically. And all of these Prem accessories, Prem pet, all of these are all exchangeable as well. And it's all 30-day scrolls. Tell me not happy. Yeah. Anyways, bosses that drop suspicious additional cubes were modified so they do not drop suspicious cubes. It's not a big deal. I mean, I don't really care about suspicious cubes in the first place. And they'll drop large Medal of Honors so that they don't drop small Medal of Honors. Fine, I guess. Sure. So yeah, they're gonna look at how many of these tradable items are released in the market because of this change, and they will adjust the drop rate based on what they think it should be, so that the impact on the economy is not so big, basically. Okay, they also did one other big change. They changed Absol gear and ACS gear to become boxes. So you drop, instead of dropping like individual pieces, like right now you can have a chance of dropping either ACS tuner or ACS fan or ACS energy sword, which sucks. They changed it so that now you drop the weapon or the armor box or the weapon box itself. So item drop rate is not applied to these items as before the update. That one's a given. But the ACS itself now comes as a box instead of like the individual weapon. So what this does is there are two things. One, it makes it so that there's a bigger supply of like popular weapons. But the main problem is that the people that play unpopular classes are gonna be very angry. because like right now, let's say you get Ilaha, it's worth like 10 mil. And anybody that wants to play Blaster can just go and pick up an Ilaha for 10 mil right now. And they're perfectly fine. But in the future, when all of these Ilahas are phased out of the market and you can only sell these boxes, right? The price of an Ilaha will be the exact same price as a fan. Which means that people that are playing unpopular, like they were playing previously unpopular classes, are going to have to suffer from having to buy weapons or armors at the same price as popular classes. In the end, I think it will balance out and it will average out, but it just means that it sucks to play unpopular classes. So if you're planning to play unpopular class, go and buy your weapons now before this change comes. If not, you will never see your weapons again. Should all classes be equal? Definitely not. But yeah. Anyways, so also what they're saying is that they will increase the armor box in Reboot World drop rate, which is great, I guess. And they'll increase the weapon drop rate for normal world. Yeah. And I guess the more difficult the boss is, the higher probability that the box will drop. Yeah. So they're like basically they're kind of trying to reduce the variance for people that are doing hard bosses and getting ACS and stuff like that. So what they're doing is they're kind of making it so that you have like a stable income, I would say. As long as you get a drop, it's like a stable income because the drop will be worth a certain value and it won't change because like it's tied to overall ACS value rather than individual ACS value of your weapons / armors. So it's a lot more stable in terms of how much money you make per week if you get drops, right? But armor, does it apply to shoulder? Yes, armor applies to shoulder. Yes. So right now, yeah, that's what's happening. Instead of like falling prey to like individual RNG, you're now just hoping to get the box itself, and you'll be able to sell it for a fixed amount. So I mean, it's a good change. I think it's pretty good. I think the price of ACS shoulder is gonna drop. I think it's gonna be like a shoulder box, and then like, no, it's gonna be armor box. Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, ACS shoulders will be worth the same, I guess. Okay, so they also changed how ACS and Absol equip set works, but this is not like a very significant change. Because this change, basically, it just splits the set effect up so that you get 10% boss The overall value doesn't change, so it doesn't actually change what set you should go for. Going full set ACS in the end is still the most worth it. But what this actually means is that you can slowly make the switch from Absols to ACS, basically. You slowly make the shift from Absols to ACS. Yeah. What you can do is you can go for 2 set Absol and then 2 set ACS after that, and you will still retain the same amount of boss, or 3 set ACS and 2 set Absol, and you still retain the same amount of boss as you would prior to the change, basically. So yeah, that's basically what this change is for. It's so that people that have like 5 set Absol can go 3 set Absol, which means that you retain 20% boss here, and then afterwards you go for 2 set ACS and you retain 10% boss. So in total you get the 30% boss. It's so that you can slowly transition your way to ACS without having to immediately switch everything and like spend a lot of money all at once. It's not a big deal, but I guess it's kind of nice. You can go Meister and CRA hat. I mean, yeah, you can, I guess. You can go 4 set ACS, which gives you 20% boss. Then you go 3 set Fafnir gives 30, or 4 set Fafnir gives 30, and then 4 set Meister gives 20. So, I mean, in total, you get like what, 20, 20, 30, 70% boss, right? If you were to go the normal build, you will get 30, 30, 30. Yeah, I mean, you get 10% more boss for going. Yeah, you get 10% more boss for going for the Meister shoulder build, but you end up losing Wa on your shoulder, I guess. Yeah. You won't go ACS hat anymore, lah. So, ACS hat is not a thing anymore, I think, even for your build pad. So yeah, you have to switch to a Fafnir hat. But I mean, you could go down that route and you get 10% extra boss, but the question is whether 10% extra boss is better or like around, comparing shoulder Wa is around 20 to 30 more Wa, 10% boss versus 20 to 30 more Wa. Hard to say lah. Hard to say. Doesn't Meister 2 set give 40 Wa? Yeah, it does. Hat TMT was made for this. Thank God you didn't buy the hat. Yeah, ACS hat is not a thing anymore. It's Fafnir hats now, for sure. Anyways, but I mean, you always have Meister 2 set, won't you? Because you're using Meister Signet plus Meister Ear Start, so that one doesn't change. That one is always a common thing everywhere, right? It's the 3 set that's important because that gives you 20% more boss, right? If I'm not wrong. Oh, I can't check. Oh, never mind. Yeah. Okay. They've also changed Will Book so that now Will Book it drops a box instead as well as the Saren emblem. It now drops a box, so you can choose which one you want. Now you can choose what color book you want, and you can choose what type of what class of emblem that you want. So basically, it just normalizes the price of books. So all books are worth the same now. All books are all books are good books. Haha. And all emblems are good emblems. So now you don't have to deal with the RNG factor again, which is also a good thing, I guess. It's a positive change. Also, they changed it so that now you can set it so that only the party leader can loot items. Pog. Time to set this setting so that I can yoink all the achievements. Yeah, but I mean, it's not a big deal lah. This one is kind of a small deal, not really a change. I guess it helps for people that are trying to split party loot efficiently, rather than letting people loot their own cubes. The party leader can just loot everything and then afterwards just give out afterwards. Yeah. And also they changed the amount of intense power crystals that you can sell from 60 per character to 180 per world. So you can't have like a billion mules anymore doing CRA. I mean, you still can, actually. Lucky only applies when MVM lucky. Yeah, it is actually it is kind of the play. Post liberation, it is actually a play, but the thing is that you're giving up Wa for it, so you're getting 10% more boss, but you're giving up Wa for it. KMS or HBoss is gonna be a thing? No, it's not. You don't lose much because shoulder don't have flames. Yeah, but you lose like all the Wa from the shoulder, which is like How much is it again, pet? What is your shoulders bar again? I forgot already. Okay, you know what? That's not the point. We'll talk about this later. They changed some of the stuff that you can get from existing boss rewards. That one's not important. That's whatever. They increase the amount of mileage that you can get now, which is kind of good. Okay, this is... Oh, right, okay. Now we get to the important stuff. The quality of life. My favorite part. You can use 2 auto buff slots on each pet now. Oh my god, it's beautiful. 6 auto buffs for pets. It's fucking beautiful. You can have every single decent now on your pets. Plus your booster. Plus whatever class specific skill you have. Double the killing speed on KK. That's actually true. That's actually true. If you're on KK and you have all your pets on, right, you're fucking dead. Because you buff like 6 skills at once. But anyways, you can have all the decents now. It feels fucking good, man. Feels fucking good, man. And now there's also like this new hyper stat for normal damage. So from what I gather, is basically you can have a normal damage to bosses to monsters, and you can also have the regular damage percent, which affects bosses. So basically, this is just giving you like an extra 30% damage to mobs, which is great. So you have easier time training. I don't think they removed the damage percent, right? Billy, can you confirm they didn't remove the damage percent thingy, right? So basically, you have a new hyper stat that you can add that will just give you more damage on mobs, which is great. It's just another flat 30% to mobs. So for Sonium training, it's really, really good. They buff DS and buffing animation, so you don't need to buff anymore. True. There's also hyper stat presets. Oh my god. Come Wonky, I want to kiss you on the mouth. I mean, thank you. But anyways, now you can pay 2 million meso to change your hyperstat presets. Instead, like you can have like specific hyperstat presets that you can switch in between. There's 3 of them. You can have 3 different hyperstat presets, and you can have like a training one, a bossing one, and then maybe like another bossing one with like extra IED or something. I don't know. But it's really, really good. So now you don't have to pay 10 million every single time and click like for like 2 minutes to like reset all your hyperstats. It's terrible right now. But I mean, in the future, we'll have changing presets. It's great. All of this is in 6 months? Yeah, about 6 months. It's really, really good. I'm super happy. These 2 quality of life buffs, right, basically are better than anything else they released in the whole patch for me. I'm very happy. Like just the preset thing and the auto buff thing are like good enough for me already. I'm super happy. Anything else that's important? This is all about monster collection. Blah 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 blah. They also removed the key needed for Signa's entry. Beautiful. You don't need to hunt those stupid like thunder spirits anymore or whatever. Yeah. Great. And they also reduce the penalty time when you die. It's 5 minutes for below level 200 and minimum of 10 minutes to a maximum of 60 minutes depending on the level for level above level 200. So yeah. Okay, now there's also like a Morass PQ. I don't know, it looks pretty ass actually. The Morass PQ and the Esfera PQ, right, look pretty ass. I'm not gonna lie. I think they suck. But anyways, you can get 6 more symbols for doing the PQs for Morass and Esfera. So now you can get up to 14 symbols a day from both Morass and Esfera. So for those that haven't maxed out their Morass or Esfera symbols or like planning to make new mules, this is a pretty big deal. It basically almost doubles your rate of maxing the symbol. Right now, I think it takes like 9 months to max Morass and Esfera without any external event buffs. 10 months, I think. So it will shorten it all the way down to like 6 months. Yeah, around there, 6 months, without any extra external like event buffs or like, you know, using selector symbols from events. So it's still pretty good. It's very good. Same thing for Esfera. There's a new PQ. Blah blah blah. This is a new event. This one I'm not interested in because I don't really care about the event. I only care about the patch note changes. Wait, let me go down to the next thing. Okay, there are some skill improvements. For transition, when the cardinal transition is in opposite direction to the direction in which Pathfinder is using some skills, is improved to move in opposite direction instead of using it in place. Okay, cool. Flame Wizard changes. Adele Ether Crystal is improved, so the skill transparency effect is not applied. So now you don't have to turn up your skill transparency to see your crystals anymore on Adele, which is great. I think that's one of the main problems for Adele, because you have to play with skill transparency like fully on in order to see your crystals to Resonance Rush. But now they changed it so that you don't. So your skill transparency is not affected by that anymore, which is great. So you can actually play on 0 transparency, so you can actually boss properly even at 0 transparency. Lara skills are improved. This one I don't care. Link skill and alphabetical order. Monster improvement. So okay, they made a change to soloing H Will. If you're challenging Will as a player, if you hit in Will phase 1, if you hit the thingy in the center, the eye in the center, you will actually drop Moonlight Orbs on your side of the map instead of like opposite sides of the map. So for soloing players, this lets you get through Will phase 1 without having to lose a life or without having to use the iframe or curring or like Blitz Shield or something. So very good for non-iframe classes, and it's a small buff for iframe classes as well, I guess. It's not really a big deal for iframe classes or for people that know the timing and have curring or something. But for non-iframe classes, it's a really, really big deal. Or for people with like long cooldown iframes, this is a really, really big deal. So it's nice that they changed it. Nothing else is really important. Okay, they changed how Petite Pet works. They increased the downward range. They increased the downward range of the suction for Luna Petite Pets, which I don't think is a huge deal, but I guess it's good. It's not the biggest deal in the world. They've also added transparent weapons, which is okay, I guess. Okay, so another one of the big changes is that they removed certain cubing lines. So they removed things like damage to boss 20%. So they completely removed 20% boss lines. They're not going to change any of your current weapons that have 20% boss, but they remove the line itself from being able to be rolled. And they increase the probability of rolling 30% boss right here. So basically now you will only see either 30-30 or like 40-30. It's not possible to see like 20-30 anymore or like 20-20, like those shitty fucking lines. Now you only get good lines. You only get good lines already. So good. Thank God they removed this shit. They also remove all skill level +1, +2, and attribute resistance and status abnormality. So these are all like junk lines basically. Like nobody uses. It's completely useless. So they remove this from the pool so that now you have an easier time rolling for things that you actually want, which is good. I wish they would remove the HP recovery and all that shit so that top, bottom, and like top and bottoms and shoulders are easier to cube, but they didn't really remove them. But maybe slowly they will phase them out also. Right now they're just removing all these completely useless things. You wait for this patch before you use Hexa. I mean, you can. It's in 6 months. If you want to wait 6 months to keep your stuff, sure, I guess. It's not a bad idea. That these lines only come on hats, basically. Like the all skill level ones come on hats. I think attribute resistance. Does it only come on hats? I'm not sure where attribute resistance and status abnormality come from, but I'm pretty sure all skill levels only come on hats. So this is a big buff to cubing hats. And also, of course, a big buff to cubing a weapon, because it removes the 20% boss lines. Let me check. Okay, let me check that. They also removed certain lines from airport cubes, so attribute resistance, all skill levels, and resistance to status abnormalities. So yeah, they're removing all these junky lines from airport as well, which is good because we don't need these lines ever. So it's a good thing that they removed them. Yeah. So it's just gonna be easier to cube from now on. Not that much easier, but it removes quite a few of the junk lines that you don't want. Okay, what next? Oh, they increase the number of daily symbols from Latch from 4 to 8. Oh, finally Latch is not a stupid daily to do. It's not 4 anymore, it's 8 now. Beautiful. So you can max your Latch symbol quite a bit faster actually. There's some buff freezer changes that one I'm not really interested in. They've changed the profession UI so that blah blah blah. That's pretty good. Yeah. No more maze quest. Oh yeah, they got rid of daily maze for Labby pre-quest or Labby quest daily quest. Monster life improvements. There are not many monster life improvements. They removed the stupid monsters that roam around the normal field and drop letters to go to monster life, I guess. And they remove some of the annoying pop-ups that come up, such as the representative character one and the farm background change and the friend request for Maplestory. So I mean, it's quite good. Not bad. Eddie raises his top bottom, I see.
Wait,
So I guess for top and bottom it'll be easier to queue. I mean that's good I guess, but there's still a lot of stupid lines on top and bottoms in the first place. There's like HP recovery shit and all that. So so my mom thinks of the changes. She doesn't think anything of the changes. She thinks I should stop playing this shitty mushroom game. Okay. Anyways, there are some skill bug fixes. There are not many very important ones. They're mostly just animation glitches and all that. I won't go through all them, if not I'll be here forever. But yeah, they're all quite minor changes. None of them are important. There's also some monster bug fixes. Also not very important. Item bug fixes also not very important. Map bug also not very important. Like these are all very small things. But basically, yeah, that's the roundup. So the big things, that came in this patch were basically the new ring, the new boss, the new ring. The UI, the quality of life changes that come from the the hyperstep presets, as well as more pet buff slots. And also finally, what's the final thing? And also, oh yeah, the new dailies that you can do for that increase your stuff. Also boss rewards have been changed. So there are 4 big things that changed in this patch. Yeah, very important. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all I have for YouTube. I hope you all enjoyed the small summary of what's going on in the patch. Thank you all for watching. Say bye to YouTube, chat. Keg bye. Keg bye to YouTube. Have they fixed Damien? They're going to fix Damien soon. Keg bye.